Hi crafters, this is Tracy from We Craft at Home. Today I thought we would do a shaped card. Someone's asked me of a particular shape and how to do it, how it was done, so I'm going to show you. It's a triangle. Now you could use the sharp corners. I prefer just a small curve on the end. I think it looks a bit more attractive. That's my personal choice, obviously. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is make this suitable because we're going to put some stuff inside it. But I don't want to offset because I want a bit more room down the bottom than there is everywhere else, because that's where we'll do our writing. So I think I like that. Always check that you centered it, because it might look like it and you still might not have done it. And then subtract. Okay, so we've now got our shape, and all we're doing is let's just duplicate. We're going to do 3 because we want 3 sides. And then I'm going to get another shape, the same, because what I should have done was duplicated before I subtracted. Now these are 580 in height, so I'm going to make that height 580, so it's the same size, and this will be the base. So we've got our parts there all together. We'll just put them to the side. Now what I have in mind is a lady's card. I picked out 3 different ladies. Not sure which one I wanted, but I think I like this one. I wonder if we tilted it up a little bit and done it like that, whether that would not look right. I kind of like that, I think. What we might have to do is join these 2 bits here. I'm not sure. Let's try welding that and see what that looks like. Oh, I like that. Let's colour it so that you can see the colour of it. Let's do purple so you can see it clearly. There we go. So that'll be one side. That's the base. Now the other side, I thought we could do kind of grass effect with some little flowers. Have to do them a bit smaller. Kind of move them around so they're not the same. But make sure they overlap so that they can join to each other. And maybe just, actually I think that one might go better. Let's flip it. That's it. That's it. So it's touching the grass there. And then we'll put a couple of these flowers in as well, just to we don't want to leave too much room anywhere, and we don't want to leave anything so that it's just undo that move. We don't want to leave anything so that it's like hanging on its own. So you need to make sure you attach things to other things, if that makes sense. See if we can, actually if I move that one, put that one down there. That one can go there. I can do another one of them, I think, and just do it a lot smaller. Oh, not that small, Trace. And so what you're intending to do is make sure everything goes over the edge so that it can all weld in as one. Now let's see if this is going to work. I might have done too many at once. Oh, I think it's going to work. There we go. Okay, these are just bits of the flower that didn't weld, but I'm not worried about that. It's these bits here that have come off, that's all. I'm not too worried about that. So that's two sides, and then I thought for a third side we could just do a phrase. I'm just going to get rid of these. So we've got a lady, we've got some flowers, so I thought if friends were flowers, I'd pick you. So that's what I'm going to do. If, and then I'm going to have to friends so if friends were flowers, one more, I'd pick you. Okay, so now we just got to muck around with all the fonts. So I want quite a curly font, and I do love that one called Alex Brush. I use it a lot. Because it's a nice swirly font, but it's still very easy to read. So I'm going to try and find that. There it is. Alex Brush. Okay, so we know we need that one quite a bit bigger. Okay, let's weld the letters that we can weld at the minute. There we go. So we're going to have to muck around with that one and put the Y next to the O and the capital I next to the D. Okay, so we know that one's okay. We'll put that at the top. This one is going to need dividing because the F has gone separately. And all we're going to do, don't move it with your mouse, just click over a couple of times until you know that it's joined onto it. I think that was the only one in that one. Shift, click the other one and weld. This one is the W's in both, so we've got divide. Same thing. Click on the W and just move it over a couple of times. And then on this one, You move it over a couple of times there, and then you've got to move that one over. Let's just do it separately first. And weld. Again, divide. But the whole word "you" didn't go together. I don't know why. Okay, so we'll do this one first and weld. Okay, so like I said, I would normally want to play around a bit, displays into that side with the fonts and pick a few. Before we go any further though, what I would do now is offset all the words. Let's just forget about that dot. So actually, if we fit these roughly, because what I want to do is have flowers we do that, we can make it bigger. Okay, so we can have that one a bit bigger as well. Have a few flowers there, and then have this down the bottom. Now what I'm going to do is group that and then do an offset on the outside, but we only want at 0.8. Okay, so let's do one at a time. When it says that it can't do it because there's some paths, it's something to do with the nodes. And what you have to do is just keep going back to it till you find out what it is that's wrong. It could be that lines are crossing, or like there's lots of nodes grouped in one place that will make it difficult to read. Could be anything really, but I'm going to try that. That's not much either, is it? I think there's another one behind there, so I'm just going to do that again. Oh look, there's one behind there. Looks like we might need them both though. Okay, now let's just see if it will do it. There we go. So that's all it was. It's just I had to muck around with the nodes a little bit, and sometimes that's all you need to do. I know it looks a bit scary, but it's really not. So now I'm gonna get rid of that little dot as well. Instead of just attaching the letters, we're going to attach the offset, because it's just easier in the long run. So we've got, I'd pick Q, and they can overlap and join together if you need to. So we're going to do the same for this. I think these will keep in place because they're all joined together. Offset. Okay. And then we're gonna, so we'll go all the way up doing that. The reason I sent it to the back is because the offset one will be on the top. So if I send it to the back, I can then pick up the word friends and move it out the way. And then last one, and again arrange, send to the back, and move that. So now if we, let's just get that out of the way. If we grab everything that's there, it should all weld together. There we go. And then you can just cut the words out separately. So, you know, this you want to do on a stiffer card because it's going to be a card base. This you can do on a neater card. Now, I was going to put some flowers, wasn't I? What about some leaves? Bit of leaf. Where'd I put them flowers? There we go. It's only small. So just that. Just gives it an extra little bit of interest. There we go. And then we'd have the words on top in a different colour. So now what we've got to do, Actually, first let's get these words out up there all together. We've got to stick the three sides together. Now, if I put the words in the center, this one has to go back 60 degrees. So that's 300 degrees. 60 degrees because it's an isosceles triangle, in case you're wondering how I worked that one out. And of course this one is just 60 degrees. And we just need to make sure we put them all together and that they're all even. You can make sure these two are along the same line, which they are. Oh, what happened there? Oh, that's got that. Okay, let's undo that. Look, it's got a bit of leaf hanging out. I think what I'll do is just take off all the colours so that I can see it clearly. Let's make it all, actually, let's make it all grey so it stands out. I don't want to see the grid. So then I can see it a little bit better. I think this one can come out a little bit. Okay, and then we would merge them together. But just before we do that, I'm going to go back to the nodes and take off this little bit. There we go, I'll just take all them out. Okay, and then I'm going to weld them, and then I might come back in because I want to make sure that these are gone once I've welded and things like that. So display, zoom to matte size. And we're just going to grab these three. Okay, so that's the card, or the main part of the card. Now we've got to do the base. So we're going to flip it over and attach it to the middle one. I'm going to get in close and just make sure. I think what I'll do, I'll use the grid all the time for things like this. So you can see the outside of the curve goes right on the line. Okay, so again, pick two and weld. Right, now we've got to put in the score lines. So path tool, hit the point, drag up and double click and change to a dashed line. I prefer a small dashed line, as I say. You have to click the path tool every time you're doing a score line. So click, up you go, double click when you finish, change to a dashed line. one more. Oh, path tool. This you can hold the shift key because you're going straight. And a dash line. Now you need tabs either side of this to attach it to these two. Now you could either do a slot so that you could, if you wanted to close it so that you can send it flat in an envelope, then what you would do a piece along there with a slit in and a tab there for the slit to go in. Or if you're just going to stick it, you just want 2 tabs there. I would just stick it because I think it would look amazing in a box, but that means you can't send it in the post, so it's up to you what you do. I'm going to take that one. Duplicate. There we go. So we've got 2 tabs. And that we are just going to weld. But it does mean we need another 2 score lines. So, path tool to the other end, double click and change to a dash line. And path tool, 1 point to the other. There we go, and change to a dash tool. Okay, so that card is ready to go. I'm just going to group all the dash lines with the card. I hope I didn't get any of the... no. So that card's ready to go. If you are going to make it a little bit smaller, then remember to add the letters in. They don't need to be over the exact place they're meant to be. Let's go back out. But if you are making it smaller or bigger, whatever, you just put them on with it. That's all. Group them all together. And then size to fit. And it'll all go down the same size. There we go. So, I will now see you over at the craft table to put it together. Right, so I'm over at the craft table now. I've cut out my card and I've cut the letters out in a silver glitter card. I just want to share 2 things with you quickly. First of all, I tried first to do it on a double-sided paper so that it looked nice inside as well as out. But the picture doesn't really come through as well, I think, as when it's on the white. So I just wanted to show you that I'd done that. The other thing, I wondered if any of you had spotted my big mistake. When we were doing the tabs for sticking them on, I forgot to do a tab to stick the 2 sides together. So if you could do that, that would be great. I will just get a piece of card and stick both sides on like that. So the next thing to do, I think I've done it back to front, haven't I? Yeah, that doesn't matter. I've folded all my score lines. That's got to go the other way round. I did do this on 300 GSM card. I thought it might be better, but it's still cut out really well, so I'm quite impressed with that. Now here's the part where you can decorate. You could paint, just put some inks on there. Maybe I could take the flowers off of here, put some on there, colour the lady's hair, whatever you like to do. I'm going to stick the letters on like that. And then down the bottom I was just going to die cut a little happy birthday on each side. And then before you stick it together, you can write a little verse on there. I mean, it is really that simple, and there's so many different things you can put inside there. It'd be a lovely Christmas card, wouldn't it? Christmas, men's cards. You could really grunge it up. You could really bling it up. You could do the crystal strips all round it if you wanted. There's just so many different ways of doing it, and like I said, if you want to do it so that it'll go flat in an envelope, then just do 2 little tabs there where it will fit in with a slice there. It's that simple. Okay, well, I hope you enjoyed that one, and I'd love to see your work as usual. So I'll be seeing you soon. Thanks for watching. Bye. Just quickly wanted to show you how I decorated it. I kept it very simple. Just a few gems here and there, and then I will put it together. And I've done the inside, just a piece of paper like that, just so that the inside is not too boring. Okay, I just wanted to show you that. Thanks, bye.